I am Wendy, and I'm your host for this evening. Okay, so remember to turn off your audio when the speaker is presenting. And you may type any questions that you may have in the chat during the presentation. Will do? Yes? So welcome to day 3 of Ambassador Mastery course, the first batch in 2021. We run this course 3 times a year for like-minded business partners, avid TCM lovers across the world. Okay, now I have a question here. Are you a great believer of traditional Chinese medicine? If you are, can you type 1? Are there great believer of TCM like me? Very good. Wow. Okay, so do you agree with me that TCM is a growing trend across the world? If you do agree with me, type 2. That TCM is a growing trend across the world. Yes, right. Many people agree. Yeah. So TCM is booming across the globe, with many major pharma giants setting up in-house TCM R&D arms. So this global market is expected to grow beyond US $6 billion in the near future. Isn't that huge? So do you want to know how you can ride on this unstoppable uptrend and seize this golden opportunity? So type me if you want to know. Do you want to know how to ride on this trend to seize this golden opportunity? Yes, you want. Okay, who else want to ride on this trend? Come on, type me. Okay, wow. I love this group in this Zoom meeting tonight. Very responsive, very interactive. So our speaker tonight is none other than our founder of Essential Meridian. So who do you think of when you hear me mention the founder? Anybody? You can type. Who do you actually think of when I say the founder? Oh, Alvin. Besides Alvin, everyone knows our founder is Alvin. Come on, Singaporeans, who do you think of when you hear founder? Oh, you only know Alvin in Singapore, right? Prof. Lin. Okay, when I was preparing for this, for tonight, when I want to talk about founder, it always reminds me of our founder, Singapore, LKY. Yeah. Um, if there is no LKY, Singapore would not be where we are today. Agree? So it's the same here. In Essential Meridian, if there's no Alvin Yong, together with no Josephine Chan, we will not be where we are in Essential Meridian. So tonight, he's going to share with us why Essential Meridian, why TCM Blue Ocean Strategy. He was an SAF scholar, overseas merit scholar with combined honors in quantum physics and computer science from London University. After he left the army, like many of us, he started to climb the corporate ladder. He was the regional content director of a global internet media company when he decided to start his own business. He is today one of our key leaders who develops leaders in his network. And that allowed him to take a 1-year sabbatical in 2011 to travel with his family in India and Africa for various social enterprise projects. And still earn a 6-figure income despite his physical absence. Wow, I can't wait to hear from him. How about my friends here? You want to hear from him how he actually does it? Okay, I'm sure you all can't wait, right? But wait a minute. In 2007, he founded Essential Meridian, a preventive wellness business based on TCM. Today, our network of Meridian 101 teams are growing from strength to strength in Singapore, not only in Singapore, as in Malaysia, in Taiwan, in Japan, Australia, Philippines, Hong Kong, Indonesia, India, even Kenya, and as far as Europe. So tonight, he will share his experiences, insights, and discuss how anyone, regardless of TCM training, can leverage this uptrend and a proven business model for his or her success. So now let's welcome our speaker, Pearl Ambassador Alvin Yong. Welcome, Alvin. Over to you. Cannot hear you, Alvin.
Okay, you're muted.
Okay. Hi there. Everybody can hear me now? Okay. Yeah. Very good evening, everyone. As this is the third day of the Meridian 101 Ambassador Mastery course. Welcome back to the day 3. All the trainees as well as a refresher from all over the world. Tonight is going to be special in me sharing a lot of my personal experience as well as the group's experience, right? Now, before we get into the blue ocean, why we call it the TCM blue ocean, there's a reason for that. And how many of you have read the book Blue Ocean Strategy? How many of you have? If you have, just put yes or in the chat group so that I could anybody? Yep. Okay, Rose has read it. Yep, Suling too. Right. There's this in many of the management book. There's a distinction between blue ocean strategy and red ocean strategy. Now, red ocean basically means that you know, there are sharks in there. There's a lot of killing. There's a lot of dog eat dogs or shark eat shark. You know, and the whole ocean is colored red with blood because it's been a very, very tough business environment. But a blue ocean means that it is a very unique proposition, a very unique offering, that there are not many competitors around to compete with you. And therefore, you enjoy a nice, beautiful blue ocean where you can swim and flourish and prosper, okay, with very little competition. So how many of you would like to do a business that is in the blue ocean? If you want, type in blue. Yeah, of course, naturally, every one of us would prefer to go into a blue ocean rather than a red ocean. So the question is, why do we say that the TCM today is a blue ocean strategy? When you and I know that TCM has been around for what, like 3,500 years? Now there's a story to that. Now, but before I get into the detail of blue ocean, let's take stock of where we are right now in today's economy. What do you see? What words do you see here? Disruption, 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 isn't it? And the world has been ever growing in the disruptiveness in our lives, in our career, in our profession. Not to mention the COVID dealt a very, very big blow to many businesses, industry. And not only that, the technology development, a lot of things, you know, AI, robotics and all that is going to create a world whereby there'll be lesser and lesser scope for job seeker. However, you and I, and including many of our children, the millennia, for example, we were all educated in school to what? To become a job seeker, isn't it? We study hard, work hard, and then come out, look for a job. Now it's going to be getting harder and harder to look for that job. And then you got to work very, very hard in that job, and hopefully you don't get retrenched before the time's up. So that is the situation that we are facing today for many of us. Before we talk about retirement years, and not to mention many of our children is going to, they are going to encounter this difficulty in a bigger and bigger proportion. So what can we do about it? I think we need to change our mindset. Not only us, especially if we can change our mindset, we can better equip to guide our children, guide our younger generations, to always be watchful of evolving needs in the marketplace. Because you understand the evolving needs, then we are able to capture and understand what might be some of the uptrend that is coming up this year, the next decade, or the next 20 years, for example. Because uptrend hides within them the new opportunities that might not have been prevalent over the last decade or the last two decades. So what are some of these new opportunities that we are going to talk about today? All right. Now, what are the uptrends that you have spotted? What are some of the uptrends that you have spotted? Can you share with me in your chat now? Come, type in some. What might be some of the trends? What have you spotted going forward that you and I should be very excited about? Mental wellness, yeah, healthcare. What others? AI, digital currency, preventive care, aging. And since the topic of today is actually TCM Blue Oceans, I would like to share with you one of the trends that is going to be very huge, and I think many of you have already stated in there as well, and that is traditional Chinese medicine. Now, despite the fact that it has a 3,500 years of history, I would say over the last 100 years or so, immediately after the World War, and then when technology takes over in the medical field and all, somehow many of these traditional, that's why it's called traditional Chinese medicine, right? Many of these traditional way of health, wellness, and preventive care has been kind of taken a second or third, or become a complementary, or become an alternative medicine. But we are seeing a growth that is fairly phenomenal. As you can see in this particular statistic here, since 2017 until projected all the way to 2023, there is a continuous upclimb. And depending on what literature you search in the so-called internet, as well as you read through the different research agencies and all that, you'll find that some of this research even stated that TCM market has already surpassed 130 billions since 2016. And that is actually a very big number. If you can see that this particular report here that positions Singapore as one of the platform to jumpstart a global TCM market. It projected that it will grow from 6 billion to 20 billions. At the same time, World Health Organization has also forecasted that the global market for herbal products, which include TCM, will grow into a $5 trillion industry by 2050. Now, these are all just statistics. What does it mean? Yeah, to me, it means that it is an unstoppable trend. Whether you are aware of it, whether you are not aware of it, whether you are in it, whether you are not in it, whether you are participating in the TCM wave or you're not, this is unstoppable. It is going to grow into a $5 trillion market industry. And the meaning behind this figure means that there is a surging demand. More and more people are becoming interested. Not only interested, they are going to spend money. They're going to buy into TCM as a solutions for themselves and their family. So there are a few key points here. One of the reasons that it is growing is because more and more people nowadays are becoming self-conscious about the fact that they do not want to be sick. Because when they are sick, they got to see doctor and they'll be prescribed with all kinds of synthetic drugs. And more people are moving away, or they try their best to move away from dependency on synthetic drugs. Rather, they would prefer to have something that is more natural, something that is herbal, something that is less harmful for their body. So there's one big trend that is growing, that is unstoppable. Second thing is that more and more people are now becoming aware that it is very, very expensive to be sick. How many of you agree with me on that? Sometimes I heard some friends who have gone through long-term illnesses, especially their parents' generation, who have gone through like 10 years of illnesses and all that. They say they'll rather die than to be sick because it's so expensive. It literally, bankrupt the entire family. It is possible to go for that, right, to that end. And it's not only very expensive, it actually drives the stress level to sky high, not only for the person who is not well, it's for the entire family as well. So because of this awareness, and because of insurance is becoming more and more expensive, because it's going to be very, very difficult for many countries around the whole world to sustain all their aging population by just giving them welfare, giving them medical subsidies and all that, that human beings today are becoming much more aware than before that they would rather prevent illnesses than to treat illnesses. And these are all the trend that is kind of moving the entire economy, the entire TCM market going forward. So how can you ride the TCM wave since it is a wave that is unstoppable? How many of you have seen people surfing the wave, right? The surfer in the ocean. And it is so wonderful to surf on the crest of the wave because it is fast, it's moving, it is enjoyable. Rather, you do not want to be under the wave and be kind of endangered to be drowned, isn't it? So how can you ride the TCM wave? So what are some ideas that you have right now? If you think that TCM is the way going forward, what do you think some of the people would do immediately? Yeah, some people would think that, oh, let me study TCM, sign up for a course, and then you become a TCM physician, and then you run your own clinic. There'll be a whole long line of people waiting to come and see you, and you'll be successful. Is that the case? See, treatment is for the sick, but there is another route. The other route is prevention, because prevention is for the not yet sick. So which do you think it is a bigger market? Now, to me, it is a case of 80-20 rules. For every 2 person who is already sick, who is already down with disease and illness, there are 8 others who are not yet sick, okay, but are aware that they do not want to become the 2. So prevention, the people who are not sick, is always a much bigger market than the people who are in the sick care industry. Now there's one good friend here, one good partner and one good friend here, who actually wanted, once upon a time in the year 2009, she actually wanted to, she was on the crossroad, let's put it that way. Yeah, she's a very successful high flyer in the corporate world. And she was contemplating that, go and take up a TCM course. She would study for about 5 to 7 years and then come out and pursue the TCM route of a career. But eventually, she did not take up that option and she joined us in Avita for the prevention route. Now, let us hear her analysis, how she compared these two and why did she choose to join the prevention business. All right. Can we invite Kwok Siu Ling, our chief trainer, Kwok Siu Ling, to share with us? Siu Ling, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everyone. I'm Siu Ling. I'm thankful to know about this preventive wellness trend. And actually, I'm a fond lover of TCM. So in 2009, I took up a 2-year TCM program. And after I completed, I was at the crossroad whether to pursue further as a TCM physician. Okay, I'm thankful to have actually consulted quite a few of the leaders, including Alvin Yong, and I'm looking at the future. Do I want to go further for my study another 5 years to become a full-fledged TCM physician and then wait passively in the clinic for sick people to come to me and I can only treat a number of sick people every day? Or do I look at the bigger market that I can do preventive healthcare? I can go out and actively promoting wellness, prevention, and then teach them how not to fall sick and touch a bigger audience. Okay, we all know prevention is always better than cure, it's always cheaper than cure. And I'm thankful that I've chosen the preventive route. That's why I become the chief trainer of essentially Meridian through Avita that has actually a wide range of wonderful, amazing wellness product that together with the team, we are able to groom leaders, trainers across different regions to touch many lives through our preventive healthcare program via Meridian 101 workshops and many, many wellness programs. So I'm thankful that I've chosen this road, and there's no turning back. I'm very happy. And going forward, I hope to bring this preventive wellness market to a bigger audience. Now we see that with COVID, this is much more a priority. Hope that for our friends here, do explore, open and see what this wellness market is all about. Thank you.
I just want to ask you, Siu Ling, you know, looking back, that year was 2009, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
2009.
I joined.
Yeah, you joined in 2009. We had this conversation, when was that? I think it's
2012, yeah,
2012,
when I graduated.
right?
From
So
my
that
TCM
is
course.
how many years ago? 9 years ago, right? So had you chosen the former route of treatment, can you imagine? Can you just kind of imagine a little, where will you be now?
Probably in the TCM clinic, waiting for sick people to come to me, working on duty at night. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That is very interesting. I want every one of us to kind of imagine a little. This two route is diametrically very, very different. All right. You see, in treatment versus prevention. In treatment, it is really a sick care business. Yeah. Okay. So what if you own a clinic? You are in sick care. In other words, you treat people. You use different modalities. You give out medications and all. But in prevention, it's about education. It's not so much of treatment, but it's about education. If you can educate people to have a much better awareness and the know-how of how to prevent illnesses, then you don't even get sick. That's the big good news, yeah. The other thing about treatment is that it's very passive. You literally wait in the clinic for someone to come and see you, and people who come to see you definitely will be people who are already not well, they're already ill. Rather, in prevention, it takes a very proactive approach. You are proactive, you go out there and you spread the good knowledge and good skill so that people don't even get sick to begin with. Now, the other thing about treatment is that you can only do it one-on-one. Have you ever seen a doctor that asks 5 of the patient come into the clinic and then you treat 5 at the same time? No, right? Yeah, so it's always a one-on-one. What else? In prevention, in education, is about one-to-many. You can look at the 2 pictures down here. I was giving a talk to about close to 80 people. This is a Bank of China event, and below that, there's a picture of Wendy giving a talk to I think that is a Great Eastern, isn't it? Yeah, I think there was an audience of also about 80 people down there. So it's a very, very different formula of approaching TCM, riding the TCM wave. Now let's take a look at what the Avita business is about. Why do I call it a blue ocean strategy for every single one of us here, right? Now Avita is actually a business school. It's a business school for wellness entrepreneur. It's just like any business. You want to thrive in any business, there's certain know-how, there's certain knowledge, there's certain competency that you need to acquire. So you study for 3 years before you graduate as an accountant. You study for 6 years before you graduate as an architect. So in the same way, you come to the Avita as enroll into this business school, but you learn and you embark on a wellness entrepreneurship program. Now, how about Meridian 101? We mentioned that today is the 3rd day of the Meridian 101 Ambassador course. So Meridian 101 is the tool, is the vehicle, is how we ride the TCM wave. Now you could see many of our fellow trainers here. Okay, they are constantly with a mic, they're constantly communicating, they're constantly sharing their knowledge with people around them, and they're sharing. Initially it's through physical, and now we are sharing even through Zoom, like what we are doing now. Now let's look at Avita. Avita is a brand, it's a Singapore brand, it's a Singapore company, it's a Singapore network marketing company that offers every single one of us, not only just in Singapore, but around the whole Asia, the opportunity to run a wellness business by ourselves, but never by ourselves alone, but with a lot of teamwork and with a lot of mentors around. So Avita was set up in 2007. And we have a slogan that says, for better life and for a better world. Now, better life means that our products and our technology and our skill and knowledge, when we get out there in the marketplace, we can help everyone to become healthier, to become more well, and we promote wellness. But when we can do it together as a whole collective group, then going out there, then we can make the world a better and healthier place as well. Now, besides this series of oil, which all of us are very well accustomed to, because this is the third day of the ambassador course already, but we have a whole range of other products as well. Next week, you will hear another speaker on the same time, same evening on Thursday. You will hear Kit explaining Salogen as another fantastic blue ocean opportunity in the cellular therapy world. So all these products are actually floating around in this blue ocean, waiting for us to manifest a blue ocean opportunity for you and I. Now, how so is, but since today we are talking about TCM Blue Ocean, I'm going to focus primarily on this set of oil. Now, this set of oil is what I simply put it as chi in a bottle. Now, in the TCM concept, all right, for those of us here who are new to this Meridian 101 and the herbal essential oil, let me explain a little, okay? Now, TCM concept is that there's energy, there's chi that moves around our entire body, and it moves around through all the channels. It's interconnected channels. And on this picture here, you will see that there are the channels that run through the entire body called the meridians. So we have the heart meridian, the kidney meridian, the liver meridians, various different kind of meridians, and different meridians will then work together in pairs or together to support our various systemic health. Our reproductive system, for instance, our respiratory system, our nervous system, our digestive system, our detoxification system. So all the wellness of all our system collectively will then define the overall health of our human body. It makes sense, doesn't it? So in traditional Chinese medicine, the concept is really very simple. There are two key elements that it focuses on. The first element is the energy, we call it qi. And in Japanese, they call it ki. And in the Indian tradition, they call it the prana. So whatever you want to call it is like the vital force and the vital energy that moves around our human body. And the second element that it looks at is the movement of and the circulation of our blood. So 血气, that means the blood and the qi, if it moves well, that is surrounding along our whole body, then we will have good health. Then we will prevent illnesses from happening. Now, illnesses are kind of a result of stagnation of qi and blood. In other words, if there is a traffic jam, if there's a blockage, then gradually it will develop into a form of disease. That's why when there's an ease of flow in our blood and in our qi, there's no disease. And when there's a disease of flow, then you end up having disease. It's a play of word, but how true it is, yeah, with this word disease, yeah, it's a disease of flow, yeah. So Meridian 101 is a technique, Meridian 101 is a skill, and Meridian 101 is a knowledge. And using this set of oil that we have by Avita, which I call chi in a bottle, all right? And if you know how to use these oils appropriately for on the skill of acupressure and gua sha therapy, you will then be able to move our qi very, very well around our body. And as a result of it, either we can prevent disease from happening, and secondly, it can also accelerate our healing process. Okay, whatever area that we are unwell, it can accelerate our healing process. And how it accelerate our healing process is by supporting our inner healing ability. We have an inborn healing ability. There's a doctor inside each one of us. Okay, but if a long term of over dependence on drugs and long term over dependence on outside, say a physician or a doctor, we will then train our doctor to become weak, okay, and become non-knowledgeable, not become limbic, become dormant, become lazy, you know. So Meridian 101 is a way to right tune our body, right tune our inner healing power, so that we can prevent illnesses. Now, how do we go about doing it? We go about doing it by conducting educational workshops, educational talks, okay? And we show our friends how to do it. You could see here in Singapore, we do it, you know, it's very regularly, almost every week, we have workshops that's happening either online or in physical workshop setting, multi-racial, multicultural. We brought it to Japan, we brought it to Philippines, we brought it as far away as in Kenya with the African youth and African people. So we have it in many other countries: Australia, Cambodia, Finland, Hong Kong, Indonesia, India, Malaysia, Saipan Island, even Taiwan. Okay, and there are many more countries, right, that I did not mention here, but we have people practicing Meridian 101 all over the world. And we are very proud that since 2007, the founding of essentially Meridian till today, we have replicated, we have proliferated, we have spread this knowledge and skill all around the globe, very much like the COVID-19, but in a way it's a good thing. You know, we are like a good virus that spread good knowledge and wellness information and know-how, the usage of the oil all over the world. Now, what does it mean? This means that we are riding on the TCM wave, and going forward, as the TCM wave become bigger and more profitable, okay, and the market become more buoyant, you and I will actually enjoy the kind of blue ocean opportunity that we talk about. Now, who can do this then? Who can write on this? No, not just TCM doctor. In fact, TCM doctor would be too busy locked up in the clinic attending to patients. And for us, is anyone who is willing to learn and interested in proliferating and sharing this knowledge with more people, you can ride this TCM wave. Like here you see our trainer Kit, okay, giving a talk in one of the clubs in Singapore. And we do it everywhere we go. We share our knowledge, we share our and our skill as well. And as a result of that, we keep creating more and more happy customer, which means profitable business. But the big thing here is, in order to ride on the crest of the wave, of the TCM wave, it is really about franchising this opportunity to friends of yours who care about riding on the blue oceans, okay, and then build a lifelong, passive, multiple streams of income for yourself from all over the world. So the big question is, how do you do that? Yeah? And in order to know how to do that, I'm going to share with you this pipeline story. It is a very short story. It's like a cartoon, but it encompasses a very deep lesson that most of us never learn it in school. But it's never too late. But I would like to invite you, as you watch this short story, ask yourself, which character, there are only two characters in this story, and that is the character of Bruno and the character of Pablo. So ask yourself as you watch it, are you more a Bruno at the moment now, or are you already a Pablo? Bruno, I put a bracket there, it says brute solo force, whereas a Pablo is a pipeline builder. So what is a pipeline builder? So let's sit back, relax a little, and take in this very insightful and enlightening stories. All right?
My name is Burke Hedges, author of the best-selling book, The Parable of the Pipeline. I open my book with a story about Pablo and Bruno, who take two very different paths in their quest for financial independence. What you're about to see is the delightful animated story of their adventure. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the life-changing lessons in The Parable of the Pipeline.
Far away, in a small village, near a beautiful valley, lived two friends, Pablo and Bruno. They were both young and dreamed of a better life for themselves. They'd often discuss their dreams about how they would become the most successful men in the village. They weren't afraid of hard work, and they searched for opportunities to help realize their goals and achieve their dreams. One day, an opportunity presented itself. The mayor of the village decided to hire two people to bring water from a spring up on the mountain, across the valley, back down to the village. They were to be paid based on the amount of water delivered to the village. Bruno and Pablo enthusiastically got to work. Every day, from morning till evening, they carried buckets to and from the spring. They worked hard, carrying water to the village. In the evening, they'd return home with their day's wages. Bruno was satisfied with his work and the money he earned. He was sure that with this work he could achieve his dreams. Bruno thought that to increase his wages he could use bigger buckets to bring more water each trip. He believed with a larger income he would soon be able to buy a cow and the house that he dreamed about. Now Pablo was not satisfied. At the end of the day, his back and hands ached, and he was exhausted. He was looking for an easier way to earn more. One day an idea occurred to Pablo. He imagined building a pipeline to deliver the water from the mountain spring to the village. With this pipeline, he could get more water to the village without carrying buckets back and forth from the spring to the village. Soon, he got very excited about his idea and began to plan. Pablo, of course, shared his idea with his friend Bruno and asked him to join with him to work on and help build the pipeline. Bruno thought the idea was crazy. All Bruno could think about was what his money could buy today and how to get it quicker. He felt that building a pipeline would slow him down and delay him in achieving his goals. Instead, Bruno got bigger buckets and went more often back and forth, fetching water. He was sure that with this method, he could make more money. Pablo decided to build the pipeline on his own. He understood that it would not be easy to build, and it would take time to complete the pipeline. Pablo knew that it could take several years to finish, but he set his mind on his goal. Every day he worked and carried water like before. But on weekends and during his spare time, he worked hard to dig in the rocky soil and build his pipeline. In the first month, there was little to show for his work. Bruno and the villagers laughed and teased him. They called him Pablo the Pipeline Man. During this time, Bruno's income doubled. He already bought a cow and a bigger house. His lifestyle changed. He now spent time after work in the bar, enjoying his hard-earned wages from delivering water. What Bruno didn't realize was that his body was starting to stoop from carrying heavy buckets every day. His face looked worn and his body tired. Soon, he began to carry less and less water due to the wear and tear on his body. Month after month, Pablo worked. Soon a year passed, and then a second year. Finally, Pablo finished his pipeline. He now used his pipeline to deliver water to the village instead of carrying buckets. Pablo was now earning more money than ever before. The water continued flowing to the village, while Pablo wasn't working. While he slept and ate, the water flowed. Pablo was happy and proud of his insight, persistence, and hard work. Now his income flowed as long as the water flowed through his pipeline. The story of Bruno and Pablo is a reflection of life. Their jobs symbolize what most people do to earn money. Bruno gets his money using buckets. He goes back and forth, carrying his buckets from the spring to the village in exchange for money. To increase his income, he either has to go more frequently to the spring or to use larger buckets. It's common in real life to increase our income by working harder. For example, working overtime or getting a second job. We also increase the size of our buckets by accepting a higher paying position, which often includes spending more time on the job. Most of us exchange time for money like Bruno. We know that every person has only 24 hours in the day and that it's not possible to use all our time to work. The most difficult time comes when we can no longer exchange time for money due to age, health, or other reasons. Then, our income stops. Now let's review what Pablo did. Very wisely, Pablo did not exchange all of his time for limited income, but he used some of his time to build a pipeline. He knew that the pipeline would bring ongoing income as long as the water flowed. An ongoing income that multiplied the time he worked each day. Pablo knew that someday, maybe because of age or health, he would no longer be able to exchange his available time for money. Pablo knew that if he could make his idea of a pipeline work, then he only has to do the hard work of building the pipeline. After the pipeline was completed, Pablo was able to monitor and maintain the flow of water to ensure that his income will continue. Pablo has shown us that to earn an income, we don't always have to directly exchange time for money. There really are better ways. How about you? Are you still like Bruno, who directly exchanges time for money? Or do you want to be like Pablo, building and maintaining a pipeline for ongoing income?
Wow, a round of applause for Pablo and Bruno, these two characters, really sharing with us the two ways that we can capture a blue ocean. Yeah, one is you do it linearly, exchanging your time for money. And the other one is building pipelines whereby eventually you leverage on a mechanism that you built. Maybe over periods of time, it could be months or it could even be years, but once you set it up, it flows, your income flows. So at this point in time, I would like to invite my MC to activate a poll. I would like all of us here to participate in this poll. And this poll basically asks you, okay, are you a Bruno or are you a Pablo? Can we have the poll, please? Wendy, have you activated the poll?
Yes, the poll is launched. Question number 1 is, which character better represents your career situation now? Bruno or Pablo? Question number 2, what is your preferred choice?
You have to launch the poll.
I've launched it already. Did you say, Alvin, I've launched it? Yeah. Okay. We have, okay. I think almost everyone, let me see. 33 has voted. Okay, quick. We are waiting to see the results.
Yeah, you
Are
can.
there more? Oh, okay, now we share the results.
Okay.
Okay, 70% of us here wants to be Pablo. Very good. And 92% of us want to build our pipelines.
Oh, very good. Okay. Now, of course, the next question in response to your poll is, how do you build your pipelines? All right.
Can you see the results?
Have you published the result?
Yes, I just did.
Yes,
Okay.
you can see the result.
Very good. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm viewing my slides, so I can't see it. Okay. But I'm glad that there are how many percent you were saying? 90 over percent.
92% wants to build our own pipelines.
Now, the first time when I saw this video, it really shook me up because it kind of run against the grain of most of us. Yeah, the kind of education that most of us have put ourselves through. Yeah, so in school it's always about learning something so that you can come out here and look for a job. So in other words, school teaches us to be a job seeker. Very few, there isn't a module in our school or university even that teach us how to build pipelines. So this next segment, I'm going to kind of share our experiences in building pipelines. And I hope that you can appreciate why pipelines will be really the only true leverage way for you to ride the TCM Blue Ocean opportunity. Now, how to build pipelines? We have a very simple formula. You learn, much like any business, you want to get into a new business, you have to learn. But learning without doing anything, it won't get you far. But it's the third one. It's the third one that you teach. Because when you learn and you do, you're not just doing it yourself. Bruno is also doing, Bruno basically has just done it by himself. Okay, his 2 bare hands, his 2 feet, and then he himself walking up and down, carrying water. Okay, but when you can teach it to others, wow, and then you can build a network, you can build a pipelines, and then after you have learned, you do and you teach, and then what? You earn and 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 you earn. I don't know about you, I find this to be really sexy. And how many of you find this to be good? You want that? You earn and earn and earn and earn and earn and earn, and passively you just keep going forever and ever. Just like how Pablo, once he has built his pipeline, water keeps flowing over and over and over and over and over. And how do we go about achieving that? Because in Avita, we have a training system in place, a proven training system in place. And not only you undergo the training, but more importantly, you have somebody, the seniors here, working with you, coaching you every step of the way. Now, we are not coaching you to do it all by yourself. We are coaching you to plug into the entire team so that we run this business as a team. So teamwork is of paramount importance because there's only so much we can be good at in one person. But when you have 3 or 5 or 30 or 50 or 100 of us coming together, we become a force that can penetrate anything, yeah, that can do anything. I am possible. Everything is possible, and we can write on also. We can leverage on a whole Asia-wide network, support network of our distributorship, of our logistics support, of the company support system that is in place. And you can instantly start up this business. You want to start up tonight, tomorrow we can get it going. And that's as easy as it can get, yeah? So this is very exciting, but I would not want to go through too much of a theory here. I would like to show you how we go about doing it, okay? Now, since this is the first 2021 Meridian 101 Ambassador Mastery course, now I thought that I would use all of you, the real people, real human here, to show how a pipelines can be built, all right? No, now all these people in green, all of you are sitting here right now watching this particular training sessions. Now, all those in green are either the trainees or refreshers. How did you come into this Meridian 101 Ambassador course? It can't be you drop out from somewhere out of the blue, you know. You are all connected somehow to some people here. And that is the connections of a pipeline. So I'll show you how you are related to everybody here. Okay, so this is interconnections. Yeah, this is like a meridian system also in a human body. Yeah. So now you can appreciate how each and every one of you is being invited here or being recommended to this program by somebody, by a friend of yours, by a relative or sister or brother or husband or wife, you know. And then the other person is also invited here by some other person. So this is how the entire thing is connected to me, to Pauline, to Josephine right at the top. Okay, of course, the entire network is much, much bigger than this. Yeah, there are tens and thousands of individuals, but not to clutter this place. I just want to use all those people who are here tonight here to drive the point of how network and how a pipeline is built. Now you could see the flags here that, you know, it indicates a really truly multinational network already. In a company, you will call it MNC, multinational corporations. Yeah, so this is truly a multinational network, a multinational pipelines here. So you will notice also that some of us here who have been doing this business and building this pipeline long enough, we have truly become the CEO of our own multinational corporations. Okay, all those in blue little globes here. Yeah, so this is actually a very huge and penetrating pipelines that go across Asia. Okay, now let me just use two of the cluster here so that the picture here is not so busy, to show you how we build the pipelines. Now, on the left here, you'll see Daphne, Jermaine, and Kit. So once upon a time, every single one of us here started off as a Bruno, okay? And then later on, we all get guided by somebody above us. We call them our upline, our mentor. And then we learn how to start building our pipelines. Now I'd like to, at this point, I'd like to interview Platinum Director Daphne here, okay? Daphne is a traditional businesswoman. She started her business in Cambodia, I believe about 15 years ago. Worked very hard there, and with the money that she earned in Cambodia, she raised two beautiful daughters who are now millennials, and they have finished their studies, they've graduated, and both of them have started working as well. But over these long years, Daphne has to work and continue running a business in Cambodia. And her children grew up without her presence. And one of Daphne's dream really is to be able to come back to Singapore and be reunited with her family. So at this juncture, I'd like to interview Daphne. Daphne, are you online here?
Yes, I'm here.
Can our friend spotlight her? Yeah. And Definitely, you all have been a successful traditional businesswoman all these, what, 1.5 decades over in Cambodia. What is one reason that you got excited about the Avita pipeline building business, the Avita network marketing business, and what is driving you to build this business? Is it for just some extra little income on the side, or is there something bigger and grander visions that of yours? Daphne, over to you.
Yeah, hi everyone. Good evening. I'm Daphne. And yeah, because I have been left my daughters behind and worked very hard for the past 15 years, but I'm longing to have my family together. So when Jermaine come share with me this opportunity, I just grab it because, of course, before that I researched, so I just grab it. And right now, after I grab it, right now my pipeline from Singapore, Cambodia, Philippines, and Malaysia. And more important thing is that I can come back together with my daughter, and I'm very excited that my two Meridian daughters are also with me to building their pipeline for themselves. So
Wow,
that's it.
that's really nice, isn't it? And Daphne, do you realize that you joined on the 16th of March 2019 when you first
Yes.
bought some
Oh,
product, try it,
yes.
and I'm glad that now you have just been promoted last week to become a platinum director. And from one person, see, every one of us started as a Bruno, just one person, yeah. And today, Daphne has a network of 70 people in her team. Can I ask you, 15 years in building your business over in Myanmar, how many people do you employ there? Do you employ more than 70 people?
Yeah, I think it's more than that because out and in it's more than 70.
Oh, you
And
have more than 70 employees in your business.
you mean currently is not currently is I only have 6 staff.
Six
Yeah,
staff. Okay, all right.
yeah,
And but in
yes,
Avita, in over less than 2 years, yeah, you have a network, you have a pipelines of 70 people, and not only just in Cambodia, in
yes,
Singapore,
correct.
in Malaysia, in the Philippines, And I'm happy for you, and I hope that very soon you'll realize your dream of to be able to transit full scale from Cambodia back to Singapore and run your
Yes,
Avita business, not just in Singapore but globally as well. Yeah.
yes, I can foresee.
Yeah, everyone, could you give your energy to Daphne and give her your best wishes and give her your positive chi,
Receive.
to help her to manifest her dreams. Yeah, of course, while she is having 70 people in her, Jermaine, who got started in the business a bit more earlier than Daphne, she has built an even larger, almost double the size of Daphne. And Jermaine here is actually a TCM physician. She studied for 5 years, I think 5 or 7 years, before she graduated, and then started practicing TCM in the treatment area. I wonder if Jermaine is online at the moment now also.
Yes, I
Hi,
managed to
Jermaine.
come back.
I'm glad that you
I
can I
reached
ask
home.
you, as a TCM physician, right? You could well choose to just stay in your clinic and continue to treat patients, yeah, treat people who line up in front of your clinic and come into your clinic. But what is your motivation, and do you why do you feel that this 8 bottles of oil and the Meridian 101 technology that's so easy to learn would be something that interests you to grow it as an international business?
Okay, because in TCM, we always believe in preventive is better than cure, right? So this COVID-19 is actually proven that, it's a fact that we have to do that. And I'm so happy that it's actually aligned with what I'm actually dream of. That means I would like to spread all the goodness of TCM to not only in Singapore but all over the world. And when I first found this oil, I was quite excited because there's no TCM oils, in this market, which is so powerful that can allow people who is layman to use it so effectively, and it's so easy. And more importantly is the educational system we have, that we actually educate the customer or our friends and fellows um, relative, or all can actually easily learn and have fun with it. And at the same time they actually achieve the team that preventive is more than better than care. And one thing for me is that I like to travel, and I believe that I don't believe that I need to be localized, in one location. I want to go all over the world. Just like in ancient time, they actually have this 祭祀玄壶. They actually walk all over the place, around the places and to help people. So I think we are more in the modernized way, We don't need to walk, but we actually fly over, or go for globalized. Yeah. So with
Well
this
said.
platform, I think we can make it in a very modern way.
Thank you very much for your sharing. I think you add a lot of values to this little talk here. I mean, seeing it from being a traditional Chinese medical doctor yourself, yeah, and yeah, it's when you are stuck in a job, even you are stuck in your clinic, and the fact that you like to travel, you have to take leave, and when you're taking leave, you can't do anything, right? You can't treat people, you can't earn your income as well. So that is the beautiful part of this blue ocean opportunity here. Of course, Jermaine was introduced to this business by Kit, and Kit being again a little earlier than Jermaine, than Daphne, he has a network of 288 people. And is that good or good? You want to give a thumbs up to these wonderful three friends who will come together, and they know each other for decades and decades and decades, and good friend coming together, and now franchising the business and teaching and mentoring and coaching each other and growing it as a team, and then go global. And Kit and myself, we both have not been to Cambodia, so we are looking forward to visiting Cambodia, supporting our network there, at the same time travel and have fun. Okay, this will be post-COVID, one of the first travel that we're going to do. Now at this stage, I want to flip to the other network that's on the right hand side, and I wanted to introduce two other characters, two other pipeline builder. Okay, Kwok Siu Ling, who is also our chief trainer, as well as her upline, Joey Tan, who has just attained his Pearl ambassadorship. So can we give him a round of applause as well, right? Now, Siu Ling is much earlier than Kit, and as a result, she has a sizable network of almost coming to 3,000 people. Wow. Siu Ling, if you had gone on to be a TCM doctor in the clinic 9 years ago,
I mean, me, myself, and I.
And I'm not even sure whether you would have seen 2,733 patients yourself, right? Because of the leverage, because of the pipelines, Siu Ling in her network, she has many, many others, ambassador, many trainers, many speakers, many leaders, and then working as a team. This is the entire pipeline concept. Don't think of pipeline as something physical transporting water. Pipeline is it is human connecting together, transmitting forces, good knowledge, good skill, and good coaching and mentorship across the whole wide world. And being the upline, PA Joey has an even bigger network, and he has coming close to 6,000 people in his organization. And I think in any organization, traditionally a 6,000, an organization of 6,000 size is a fairly large organization. Don't you agree? Yeah. So this is how pipeline builders like all of us, right on the Avita platform, building this business that will give us multiple streams of income. Now at this juncture, I would like to highlight one more person, okay? And that is Diamond President Tan Hui Kiong, who just received her diamondship about 2 days ago. Let's give her a warm round of applause as well. Yeah. Now, Hui Kiong is one inspirational partner. I count her as one of the giants who stood in this platform here. And I would like to tell her story. And I've gotten permission from her to share her story.
No, you cannot discharge my tablet like that when it's charging.
Who is discharging some tablets? Thank you very much for that. Now let me come back to Hui Kiong's story. Yeah, Hui Kiong comes to Singapore from this small town in Malaysia called Muar at a tender age of 19 years old. That is almost like 30 years ago, 3 decades ago. When she came here being a non-graduate, okay, not even a high school graduate, she only had secondary school education. She could only land a job as an operator, earning $450 a month. Now, it took her 26 years climbing the corporate ladder, taking night classes, getting higher level of qualifications. And by the time she was 45, she thought that she had reached her ceiling salary. Her worth in the marketplace cannot be more than $3,000. Guess what? At the age of 45, Hui Kiong was recommended to the Avita pipeline building business by none other than Kwok Siu Ling and her sister Mary. And in 3 short years, Hui Kiong's income has jumped from $3,000 to over $6,600, which is double, which in all cases she said to herself that, you know, she's more than satisfied. Yeah, but at the age of 47, we had a goal setting exercise, and she bravely and courageously set a goal that by the time she turned 50, which happens to be this year, 2021, she dreamed of having 15,000 Singapore dollar every month. Now, guess what? She need not have waited till this year. Even way before that, let me tell you, her single record month earning is a whopping $34,000 Singapore dollars. And that is like a year of her income at the age of 45. And that is what can be possible, what is possible to be achieved when you follow the Pablo way of building a pipelines rather than go the Bruno way of just being a brute force, right? Working harder, okay, taking on the second job or going for third jobs. And this is something that most of us missed out in terms of educations. And in terms of someone who have been there, done that, who is willing to reach out the hand to you and say, come, let me guide you, let me walk this journey with you, and let's make this kind of income together. Now today, her pipeline is over 700 strong. Can you imagine, had she not started in Avita at the age of 45, over the following 5 years, what would Hui Kiong experience? The last 5 years, she will probably still be smelling about $3,000 or maybe slightly more. It would be quite difficult to imagine that she would get a $6,000 pay raise or a double pay raise to $6,000 every month. Today, Hui Kiong has a pipeline the size of 700 over people. Just imagine 2 years from now, 3 years from now, what would Hui Kiong's pipeline size be? Your guess is my guess, but I can tell you one thing for sure, it will not be 710. And you will keep growing. And that is what Pablo's spirit of building pipelines teaches us. Okay, in the beginning, when he's digging with a pickaxe, you know, and trying to plant the pylons and building the pipelines, you know, people laugh at him. But when finally the pipelines is completed, he'll be the one to enjoy the kind of passive income that flows, whether he's enjoying traveling in a holiday, or he's playing with the children, or maybe by then he'll be playing with the grandchildren, for example. Okay, so this is the idea behind pipeline building. Now I've said enough, and I would like to invite you to meet people like Hui Kiong, people like Xiu Ling, people like Chong Ping, and people like all this. These are all the pipeline builders who have put their heart and soul in building a pipeline. Today, they're enjoying a multinational, multiple streams of income from all across Asia and the world flowing into them. We'll have a short breakout room now, because in a big seminar like that, I can't communicate with every single one of you. But in a smaller breakout room, I hope we could have a little discussion, maybe a much more in-depth discussions about some of the lessons that we have learned from Pablo as well as Bruno, as well as what I have shared with you over the last short, less than an hour or so. Okay, so are we ready for the breakout room, Josephine?
Yes, yes.
All right, so we will have, let's say, a 15 minutes breakout room. How about that? You don't need to do anything. You'll be transported straight into a breakout room and have an enjoyable discussion with all these senior who are expert pipeline builders. See you later. See you later.
Wait, give me a moment, because I cannot change the time. Come on.
You will meet Chong Ping, who is a former lieutenant colonel. Okay, you will meet Xiu Ling, who is a former finance director. You will meet Joey Tan, who is now a Pearl ambassador, and he's a former civil engineer. You also meet Tengi So, who just returned from the US, and she's in a quarantine, but she's logging in from her hotel in Fairmont. And you also meet Mary Kwok, who was formerly IT sales manager with IBM.
Okay.
And not forgetting Gina.
So, Chair, you must join. So, Chair, hello? Can you hear me? Bring inside cannot. Every time you guys put outside.
Hi, everybody. I hope that everyone has a good sharing in the breakout room. Do you all have it? Give me a thumbs up if you have. Very good. Thank you, George. Yeah, you give me a thumbs up if you find the sharing to be helpful. Okay, there's always not enough time to talk further, because there's so much of experiences. We add up all the senior and all the pipeline builders here. You're looking at about a century or more of life experiences. Yeah. So as I bring to a close, I would like to say a few things. And first and foremost is that I'm personally very grateful, and I'm very honored to have the opportunity to be connected to a whole new fresh batch of Meridian 101 ambassadors who will be graduating this coming Saturday, when we have completed by the time we complete our day 4 of our training. I welcome you to work together with us, okay, to each and every one of you, whatever your goals are, whatever your dreams are, whether your dream is to one day retire, maybe 5 years from now, or you have a plan to career transit in 6 months time to 9 months time. Every single one of you will have a certain dreams that's important to you. The question is, are you solely responsible for your dream, or do you have a team of people like all of us here working alongside, co-elevating each other, co-creating new possibility, and then help each other to manifest all our dreams, maybe different dreams, but we can give each other the kind of support and give each other the kind of energy and the kind of camaraderie, and co-create success together. And that really is what the Avita spirit is all about. Okay, so I wish that as I bring the TCM Blue Ocean to a close, I wish that with this set of oil, this set of skill called Meridian 101, the vision for us all is to bring it to the world. And as we bring it to the world, allow the world to come into you and be part of your international pipelines. Thank you very much, and I wish all of you all the very best, and may all your dream comes true in 2021. Thank you. Thank you very much. Wendy, back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Alvin. Wow. Really thank for all your wonderful sharing tonight. Okay, now I'm really so excited. The business that I'm in now is in the blue ocean, and it's borderless. The sky is the limit. Wherever you want to bring or where you want to build your pipeline is all up to you. Now, the bigger I can build my network, the more residual income I can enjoy. So this coming Saturday is day 4 and the last day of the first batch of Ambassador Mastery course this year. Now, after Saturday, our trainees will graduate as professional M101 ambassadors, allowing all of you to leverage on this platform. Now, this is a business. The income comes in when you're sleeping, but that's provided you build your pipelines first. Not building a pipeline as well as a protective one means the water keep flowing. Okay, so income comes in when you are sleeping or when you feel like taking a break. Just like our DP thingy, she spent 2 months in US and she just got back, and she still receives her income because she has built her pipeline over the years. And now, thanks and no thanks to COVID, we can leverage on our Zoom events to expand our network. Means you can build this network anywhere in the world, and we can build our business globally. Well, isn't this exciting? Are you excited? Well, if you are, type me. Let me see who is excited like me. Me. Who is excited? Wow, wow, wow. Yes. Very good. Wow. Me, my team. Okay, now let me share. I also have slide to share. Yeah. Share. Oops, it's this slide. Okay. So day 4, this Saturday, those who are doing it via Zoom, log in by 9:20 in the morning. And in Singapore, for those who are going to the training room, doing the physical course, please be in the training room at 9:15. Yeah. Okay. And tomorrow night, we have a product sharing on Royal Serum by PA Josephine in Chinese. So if you want to know about serum, invite your friends, yeah, to her sharing. It's about 30 minutes of product sharing by PA Joe at 8 p.m. If you want to know the link, please ask the friend who has invited you here. And we are talking about riding on this blue ocean, right? Yeah, building the pipeline in Avita, right? How do our new friends do it? Okay, come join us. ELS, Entrepreneur Lit Seminar. Now, it is a life-changing business course that helps many entrepreneurs like us to jumpstart their Avita enterprise. It aims to engage participants toward embarking on their entrepreneurship journey with us. So on 27th of March, Saturday, we have two powerful speakers, Diamond President Gina. She used to be a HR director of a Swiss MNC. She will analyze the business trends and the business models. VP Kwok Siu Ling, our chief trainer, who spoke to us just now, formerly a finance director in Raffles Medical Group, will guide us on the business growth strategy. Now, so if you want to know what you need to do to get your fully operational business up and running in no time, building this pipeline globally, sign up now. Okay, so thank you everyone for attending our seminar tonight, our day 3 ambassador course. And I would love to see all of you again in the next event. So now I would like to invite everyone to turn on your video. Let me stop share. Yeah, stop share so that we all can have a group photo taken. Everybody, okay, turn on your video. Show me your hearts. Click on the reaction. You can find the heart there. Click on it. Yeah. So who will be our photographer tonight? We'll take a photo.
Mary, can you do it?
Okay.
So if you have enjoyed what we have shared tonight, thumbs up.
Thumbs up, everyone.
It's okay if you don't thumbs up, but if you like us, thumbs up.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Stay there until Mary.
Stay there, wait out. We got 2 pages.
Give me your best smile.
One more, because I don't know which page you are in. One more.
Give us your heart.
Yeah, give us your heart. More page.
Yeah, this Saturday trainees come with your heart and your smile, yeah?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Yay.
Smile, cheese. Okay, done.
Thank you very much, Phoebe Mary. Thank you, everyone. See you again.
Remember your homework, trainees.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Yeah,
don't
homework.
pass out homework to trainer kid. Please do so.
I'll bring my cane along already.
Virtual cane.
Download a virtual cane.
So those on Zoom lucky lor.
Virtual cane one.
Okay, see you on Thursday.
Bye, y'all. Saturday.
On Saturday morning. Bye.
Bring your EM t-shirt also.
Oh yeah, wear your EM t-shirt. All trainees wear your EM t-shirt on Saturday, yeah?
Refresher also, everyone. Yeah.
Everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye. Good night. Have a good rest.
It's all the committee people.
Okay, yeah. Oh no, I can turn sun already.
Eric Chan.
Chopping, you're so rugged at chopping.
We
still
have some guests.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, I think Eric, the brother-in-law of Ernest. Yeah.
Brother-in-law of Ernest.
Yes.
Is that all? 14 people still.
Any Patsy is here. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
I remove Eric already. I'll take out shit. I'll also take out shit.
Also take out very warm.
Hey, by the way, do you guys have the serum, any testimonial for serum royal?
Have one later I send to you.
Okay, thank you.
This one
I can share Le Yuan, his patient
yeah.
buy 20 at one go to apply all over her body. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
It's a guy,
Lady, Tai.
Yeah, I also got one guy. I give you one.
Can
Is it? Okay.
stop the recording.
The Australian one, the Australian